guys, it's Abby and welcome to the first episode of Cut and Make, the show where I teach you how to make really simple DIYs for your home, life and wardrobe. In today's episode, learn how to make an easy DIY skirt with pockets. Thank you for watching.
For this tutorial, you will need half a yard of main fabric and half a yard of lining fabric, as well as enough elastic to go around your waist. The first thing we'll do is measure how much fabric we need. I folded my fabric halfway lengthwise and held it up against myself. I was able to wrap the fabric around my waist and also get a suitable length in the front, so I figured I just needed to cut my fabric lengthwise, as I'm doing now. If you're adding pockets, you'll need to take this long piece of fabric and cut it in half widthwise, so that you have two side seams in which you can insert pockets. I also marked which way up the skirt was supposed to be, since I couldn't quite tell which side my waist was going to be on, since the fabric looked like a square rather than a rectangle. To measure the pockets, I simply traced around my hand with a pen and cut this shape out. Then I took one of my skirt pieces and placed the pockets on top roughly where I thought they would go. At this point I realised that my hands never go into pockets like perpendicular to the direction of the skirt, so I angled the pockets by just kind of tilting my pocket pieces at an angle and figuring out what angle I want my hands to go into them. I placed the pocket pieces 4 inches down from the top of the skirt and used a straight stitch to attach one pocket piece to one side of the skirt. Next I ironed the seam flat and top stitched the seam allowance onto the skirt side of the pocket skirt seam. At this point I cut out a lining for my skirt. While this isn't a necessary feature, I do think it really enhances the skirt and makes it look more professional, especially if you're using a lighter weight fabric like me, which lets the light through just a little bit. To cut out my lining piece, I simply traced around my skirt piece, folded this part of the fabric over again, and cut out one giant rectangle, which I cut in half to get 2 lining pieces. Next, I pinned the skirt piece to the lining piece right sides together, towards the top end of the skirt. I did this to both pieces, and then I placed the complete skirt and lining pieces right sides together and sewed in one straight line all the way down around the pockets from one end of the skirt to the other. So now you have a skirt that is nearly done, just inside out. So flip the skirt inside out and get ready to attach the elastic. To get the right length of elastic, you want to wrap the elastic around your waist so that it's fitted with a slight stretch. Cut the elastic and use a zigzag stitch to sew the 2 ends together. Fold your elastic in half and mark the halfway and quarter points. Do the same thing with your skirt, marking the centre front and the centre back. You then want to match up the points on your elastic with the points on your skirt. And you might want to mark midpoints in between all of these points, just so you know exactly where you're sewing and so you can stretch the elastic equidistantly across the whole circumference of the skirt. Finally, you can go ahead and hem your skirt by folding the main fabric over twice and the lining fabric over twice, and you're done. So this is the finished skirt. I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode of Cut and Make, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more, and let me know if there's anything you want to see in this series in the future. Thanks for watching! Here's a sneak peek of the next Cut and Make. I hope you like it. let's not forget that there's a wider world outside DIYs. And so let's pray for the Gaza-Israeli conflict.